Good evening to you and welcome to the news. I am Iberi. We're going to in the news tonight. Wife of the Vice Mrs. Osibaje reminds women of their role in nation building. Women charged to participate actively in politics. Local divers recovered 21 corpses following boat mishap in Rabba, Sokoto State. On the foreign scene tonight, evacuation orders issued in parts of Virginia, United States over fears of dams failure occasioned by flooding. And now details of the news. More indigent women have benefited from the empowerment initiative of the wife of the state governor, Chief Mrs. Ebele Chukwuobiano. This was the climax of the 2018 Model Summit held at the Elex Equipment Square, Awka, which also attracted wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Dolakbo Osibaje, Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Senator Aisha Al-Hassan, and some governors' wives. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe was there and reports that the benefiting women received food processing equipment ranging from gari graters, gari mashes, oil digesters, and oil mashes, amongst others. His reports.
Speaking on the occasion, the special guest and wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Dolakbo Oshibanjo, who kicked off her remark with a musical glamour, applauded Mrs. Obiano's value-driven initiative and admonished women not to lose consciousness of their important roles in both family and the society as they pursue political breakthrough.
Reminding us, because our daughters and our sons, they are the most precious thing to us in this life. I'm reminding us because we have to take care of these ones. I'm reminding us because politics is who have you given the lives of your children to.
In her contribution, the Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Senator Aisha Al-Hassan, called for mutual support and self-belief among women in the race for women emergence in the vanguard of national affairs.
Look at the homes, Your Excellency. God gave leadership of our homes because physiologically, physically, they are stronger than women. But in maturity, in intellect, in every other thing, women are better than men, with due respect to the men that are here.
A guest speaker and the training coordinator, the Management House Africa, Dr. Emmanuel Eboto, who spoke on the theme of the event, sustaining women participation in politics, prospects and challenges, said total freedom cannot be achieved if women are still relegated in the background of social and political society.
Take this on board that the objective of restructuring and development program will not have been realized unless we see in invisible practical terms that the condition of women in our country has changed radically to intervene in all aspects of life equal with any other member of the society.
Presenting the equipment, Mrs. Obiano charged women to tap positively from the vibes of failure and to see one another as partners in the quest for individual and collective ambitions.
We're going to ensure that we cooperate as women to be able to meet this theme of to live up to the theme of this outing.
Earlier in a goodwill message, the Commissioner for Social Welfare, Women and Children Affairs, Lady Ndidi Mezuo, spoke on the growing recognition of untapped capacity and talents of women and the prospects of women's leadership, noting that the presence of Governor Willie Obiano at the helm of affairs in the state has made the 40% affirmative action feasible. Presentation of trophy to women from Dunukofa Council area that emerged victorious from the march past and cultural dance competitions formed part of the high point of the summit. From the Alex Ekwueme Square, Awka, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
And away from that, women have been charged to get involved in governance, especially now that the country is in dire need of political emancipation. This formed the crux of the speeches delivered by women in politics during the 2018 Anambra Model Summit held at the Dr. Elex Equipment Square in Awka. Our correspondent Ngozi Obileri was at the event and now reports.
In a speech, wife of a former president of Nigeria, Mrs. Bola Obasanjo, urged women to always support their husbands, families and the country at large through fervent prayers and to always show interest in political matters. Mrs. Obasanjo regretted that women's participation in politics is impeded by sociocultural activities that most often prevent them from getting involved in certain situations.
We need to make ourselves happy, we women, because nobody can do this for us. words of encouragement. How do you do that? Never bring back any bad memory. Never look gloomy. Put on that radiant smile, which will captivate all the other people around you. Don't forget your smile. Make someone else happy. Your home must be welcoming at all times. We should be a mother who possesses the heart of gold.
Speaking also, wife of the Enugu State Governor, Lady Ugochi Ugwanyi, encouraged women to come out and vie for elective positions, advising them to support each other to soar higher.
It's for us to support one another. The women, let us stop the pull-down syndrome. Let us come out en masse to support women. We can only achieve this. We can only sustain women participation in politics by coming out en masse and supporting our fellow women. And you, that you are coming out for us to support you, you have to tolerate your fellow woman.
On her part, wife of Delta State Governor, Lady Edith Okowa, said women who are endowed with the gift to nurture children should venture into politics to deploy their expertise as multi-talented individuals so as to take politics in the country to the next level.
You give a woman a naira, she's able to make it into thousands. We have said so much on the challenges of how we can sustain women, but one thing stands sure, that if every woman, if you go to the polling booth on the day of voting, women are usually more. I don't know about your state, but in my own state, women are always more in the polling booth. But tell me, why is it that women, when they want to contest any election, are not able to win? The reason is you and I. Let us learn to love. God Himself is love. Love your fellow women.
Other women who spoke to ABS at the event were the first female governor in the country, Dame Veje Tiaba, member representing Oyi local government area in the State House of Assembly, Mrs. Vivian Okadibo, and his Orumba South counterpart, Princess Niku Gochukwu, who commended Anambra State government for being among the states in the country, supporting more than 40% affirmation, calling on women to take their positions in the nation's polity. The Assistant National President, Ohaneze Women Leader, Chief Mrs. Ezenwanye Anikwe, applauded wife of Anambra State Governor, Chief Mrs. Ebele for sustaining the state slogan by being the light of the nation, as according to her, Anambra has always taken a lead on issues bordering on the growth of women, widows, and the less privileged. Earlier in an opening speech, the Anambra State Attorney General and the Commissioner for Justice, Dr. Ujunwogu, went down memory lane, listing women who have excelled in politics, including the late Professor Dora Akunyelo and late Mrs. Fumilayo Kuti, charging women to stop hiding their talents, but to put them into good use for the good of the society. The event was attended by traditional rulers, women groups and organizations, government officials, as well as members of the Anambra State House of Assembly. From the Dr. Alex Ekweme Square in Oka, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
And moving on, Governor Willie Obiano recently at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, organized a dinner party for the visiting Catholic Bishop of Louis Diocese, Austria, Most Reverend Dr. Manfred Shaw, and his entourage. We have the correspondent report.
Addressing his guest, Governor Obiano expressed delight at the visit, noting that he had so much love for the people of Austria and that he regularly visits the country. The governor, who personally served his guests different dishes, narrated his experience in one of his visits to Austria, describing it as memorable and remarkable. The Anambra #1 citizen intimated Bishop Skrua about his administration giant strides in the area of security, infrastructure, health, education, youth and women empowerment, among others. Speaking, the Catholic Bishop of Louis Diocese, Most Reverend Dr. Manfred Skrua, thanked the governor for the gesture, noting that the relationship between Austria Catholic community and Oka Diocese dated back to 1975, saying that they always look forward to visiting Nigeria, especially Oka Diocese. Dr. Skrua expressed satisfaction with the security apparatus put in place by the governor, noting that calm nature of the state had made their stay in Oka a memorable one. He said that the gesture by governor governor clearly showed that the government-church relationship was cordial. The Catholic prelate blessed the governor and urged him to maintain the temple. For his part, the Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, His Lordship Most Reverend Paulinus Ezokafo, thanked the governor for agreeing to host his guests, saying that he was highly impressed with the quick response of the governor when he hinted him about his guests. Bishop Ezokafo, who was accompanied to the lodge by his secretary, Reverend Father Dr. Michael Monwe, and Diocesan PRO, Reverend Father Patrick Okafo, assured the governor of the church's continued support and prayers.
Well, the sector commander of the Federal Road Safety Commission, FRSC, Mr. Sunday Ajayi, has advocated the culture of safety consciousness among the motoring public to minimize the rates of carnages on the road. Mr. Ajayi made the call at a training program held for safety managers in Onitsha. Staff reporter Odina Kanwolese has the report.
Addressing participants while declaring the program open, Mr. Ajayi observed that the vision of the Commission is to, among others, ensure safer road environment and create standards for optimal performances. He said the standardization scheme was initiated to address critical issues and curtail excesses among drivers and other road users. The sector commander mentioned that we leverage on policies and framework guiding their operations, as well as strategize on reaching out compliance among the public. He reminded the safety managers of the need to pursue with vigor issues relating to safety measures, installation of speed limiter device, cautioning against recklessness, one-way drive, rather be part of the change agent in the system.
We are looking forward to get standards, to equally create policy papers, the government policy that we guide.
In a lecture, the Assistant Corps Commander on Nature Unit, Mr. Paulinus Akpotobu, while highlighting basic vehicle maintenance tips for safety and efficient operations, stressed the need for proactive measures and attitudinal change among the drivers, pointing out that 14% of fatality rates will not be achieved without focus.
It is only where the first person who passed, who saw that vehicle there, and is able to call an emergency number.
In an address of welcome, the Sector Transport Standardization Officer, Route Commander Emmanuel Ohia, explained that the annual sensitization program was in response to impact knowledge and mitigate against losses due to carnages, appreciating the participants. In a remark, the host and director of Meteorological Training Institute, Mr. Bode Fakode, who underscored the relevance of training and retraining, observed the need for diligence and adherence among road users. He said the program has been a major player in curtailing casualties, encouraging the society not to run foul of the law.
The operations and, of course, the vision of the Corps. But everything road safety stands for is for the good, the benefit, and the safety of Nigerians.
Some participants, including Mrs. Vincent Okuma, Vincent Tabu, as well as Angus Peter Orekwe, appreciated that the reorientation has reawakened their consciousness and equipped their knowledge towards reduction of accident rate and profit making. Present were key officers of the Commission. Meteorological Training Institute, Odina Kanwolese, ABS News.
The ICT training program organized for over 100 youths from parts of the state by Anambra Irish Professionals Association has ended at Newi with presentation of certificates, prizes, gift items and raffle draw. Correspondent Chidimma Ikanyon was there and tells us more.
ICT training started with preview of work done the previous day. During the ICT training, participants were taught web designing, coding, creation of marquee page, adding content to web page, converting web page to website, factors to consider before starting a blog, amongst other interesting topics. The chairman, Hyper Island, Sapor Uzo, acknowledged the efforts of the state government in helping the youth via government partnership in order to facilitate the empowerment process.
And they are teaching them how to design websites, of which they can earn a living for that, because a lot of companies, if they want to develop more, when they listen to what the facilitator is telling them.
The Vice President, Hyper Island, Mrs. Mary Ann Okoye, reviewed that they will also empower the best 3 participants by helping them further in computer coding and web design.
It's meant to instigate them, to motivate them, to bring out if they really want to go through computer lessons.
Earlier, the facilitators of the training, Messrs. Obasichi Bueze and Arowa Goodluck, who spoke on website creation and how to start a blog, advised participants to always be original and have meaningful content, as that will help boost their website and fetch them money. Winners of the raffle draw, including Somadino Okumo from Ozubro, Esimoye Stanislaus from Akweze, and Ugochukwu Adikibe from Nnewi, expressed gratitude to the association, praying God to bless and enrich them the more.
I feel like so happy today. Even the day I was coming, I didn't know that I was expecting to get something, but I'm very happy to go with something today. Yeah. Both my knowledge and my present.
One that did not partake in this is actually missing a lot. In fact, the person missed a lot. So I would advise that whenever something like this comes up, please, our youth should just turn up. It's not just about the games, but the things they are going to learn. Is
happy. I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling fulfilled, kind of. Well, in general, I'm feeling good. God bless them first. And I'm saying that they should keep up the good work. They should keep up the good work. See if they can take it to other states and other people could benefit from it.
Highlights were presentation of gift items such as iPad, headphones, books, laptops, and award of scholarship to some deserving participants. From Nnewi, I am Chidemi Kanyo for ABS News.
And away from that, Anambra State Council of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, has presented a check for 500,000 naira to the family of late barrister Leonard Akaolisa, a member of the union who died in active service. The check presentation formed the highlights of the August edition of the union's monthly congress held at the Godwin Ezemo International Press Center, Oka. Correspondent Daniel Ezigwe was there and completes the report.
Presenting the check, the state chairman of NUJ, Comrade Emmanuel Ifesnachi, said the money which came from the bills of the Anambra State NUJ Trust Fund was meant to support the educational upkeep of the child of the deceased member. Comrade Ifesnachi, who noted that the Trust Fund is a supplementary welfare scheme to the already existing package, acknowledged the responsiveness of the state government in seeing to the implementation of the new welfare formula.
When we appreciate the true and instant action which the government completed, we owe our gratitude to the government of Anambra State. The director who handed over to you.
The State Director of the National Orientation Agency, NOAA, Barrister Charles Nwoji, who represents the organization where the late Barrister Akolisa worked, says such magnanimity was a rare phenomenon in any professional organization and praised the NUJ and the state government for the unique gesture.
On behalf of the family, on behalf of anybody, I thank them for sending this check.
Receiving the check, the wife of the late member, Mrs. Stella Akolise, who was visibly emotional, thanked the union and the government for remembering the family in their period of grief. From the Godwin Ezemo International Press Center, Oka, Daniel Ezigwe, ABS News.
Moving on, today is International Beer Day. It is observed every first Friday of August since 2007 and was founded in Santa Cruz, California. Correspondent Chiwazo Obidike has a detailed report on that.
Since its inception, International Beer Day has grown from a small localized event in the West United States into a worldwide celebration spanning 207 cities, 80 countries, and 6 continents. The celebration affords beer lovers all over the world the opportunity to raise and toast to brewers and bartenders, and as well rejoice in the greatness of beer. Speaking on the significance of the day, a resident of Umaulu community, Mr. Chika Oji, and a broadcaster and Nollywood actor, Mr. Roy Ekunife, described beer as a stimulator which plays a significant role both in traditional institutions and the society in general. They, however, advise citizens to be mindful of their intake limit in order not to reduce their personality to the lowest level of irrationality.
Jesus Christ onye na-etuku mmiri bi ogolo o mere mmiri ogolo mmanya n'anya Adam ole otegwo So mmea wu yo ya no occasion kwa ka o merie o. And the no occasion na Igbo taa. Asị na onye wetara ọjị wetara ndụ, onye wetekwuru mmea wetara ndụ. O nwere ndị be anyị, ndị akụba anyị, ndị ọgbụ. Asị na mmea wu meeting. Without mmea ọnọdụ ahịa na-enwe n'isi now.
In this part of the world, times are hard, you know. So when you look at the situation, you may need a bottle of beer to help you think, and then, you know, ideate, you know, and find a solution to a particular problem. Nah, each do bottle in nature, the inspiration will come. You drink responsibly. You don't abuse beer. Take just like 1 or 2 at worst, so that the white men were after producing the beer. After any beer advert, you see the something there. The bottom line will always say, drink responsibly.
While admonishing parents against giving little children beer, a civil servant, Mr. Shedrack Nnanna, and a university don from Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka, Mr. Tony Okoye, acknowledged that the celebration is apt as it gives friends and relations a taste of enjoyment during discussion, adding that beer tends to facilitate spirit of comradeship in any part of the world. The two respondents called on government at all levels to initiate laws that will guide bar and restaurant in ensuring that the approved age of drinking, which is 18, is upheld at all times.
Is addictive. It's just like taking drugs or taking a cigarette. If you start drinking alcohol, it gets to a stage that you find it difficult to leave it. Have something to, do you have a goal you want to achieve in life, and you engage yourself in too much alcohol, soak yourself in beer every day, you're messing yourself up. So I think what the government should do is make sure that if you come to drink, people should find out your age.
You understand? Everything in this world, moderation, the most central concept in this life is in statistics is what we call normality. Everything shouldn't exceed some limits. If you drink beer to your dose, you'll be okay. People should take beer in moderation. That's all.
In Oka, Chibuzo Bidiki, ABS News.
And moving on to our national stories, the local divers have recovered 21 corpses following a boat mishap that occurred at the Raba local government area of Sokoto State. The Director General of Sokoto State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, Mr. Ibrahim Dinyadi, who confirmed the incident, said that 12 people were also rescued. Mr. Dinyadi said that the victims were internally displaced persons, IDPs, from a camp in the state, and according to him, the boat mishap was as a result of overloading. He said that 33 people boarded the boat from the IDP camp at Gandhi community going to a village known as Giden Kare in the Raba local government area of the state. The SEMA chief said that no sooner had council officials reported the incident than the agency set out to rescue the victims. He added that the victims were mainly women and children and that dead people among them had since been buried. The Director General warned boat operators to desist from overloading their boats to prevent unnecessary deaths, assuring that the agency had put measures in place to prevent such incidents in the future. And moving on to the foreign scene, evacuation orders have been issued in parts of Lynchburg, Virginia, over fears that a dam may fail amid flooding. The city is the closest settlement downstream of the structure. Lynchburg Water Resources Department said that the College Lake Dam exceeded its capacity after up to 6 inches of rain fell on Thursday evening, warning that if the dam fails completely, 17 feet of water could flood it in 7 minutes. Lynchburg, which lies in the Blue Ridge Mountains, has a population of about 80,000. Officials have warned residents not to drive down flooded streets, adding that the flood water may contain debris. However, some 124 households whose homes were deemed to be at risk have been urged to evacuate, while some already have been evacuated to nearby schools along with their pets. And that's it on ABS Television News tonight. But remember that you can listen to news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com, Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And just before we go tonight, a quick reminder of our major stories. Wife of Vice President Mrs. Osibajo reminds women of their role in nation building. She was speaking at the 2018 Mothers Summit held at Elex Equipment Square, Oka. Women charged to participate actively in politics. Local divers recovered 21 corpses following boat mishap in Rabba, Sokoto State. And on the Florentine, evacuation orders issued in parts of Virginia, United States over fears of dam failures occasioned by flooding. And that's the size of our package tonight. Many thanks for watching. I'm Iberi Ugonna.